Joni Ernst.
Thank you, everyone, so much. Wow, what an amazing group this morning. Isn't it a great day to be a Republican? Thank you. Danny, thank you so much for the wonderful introduction. I appreciate it so much. Danny is a great friend to all of us, a great colleague. Thank you, everyone, for being here today. It is such an honor to be with you this morning. And thank you for all that you are doing to help our party as we head toward this important election, as well as everything that you have done in the past number of months for our great party. Ladies and gentlemen, campaigns are not easy. They're tough on the candidates, they're hard on our families, they're hard on our staff, our volunteers, and our supporters. But we had some of the most passionate supporters, dedicated supporters that I could have ever asked for. And from the bottom of my heart, I thank you all. But I want to do more than thank my supporters. I want to thank everyone who came out and supported their candidate of choice in the United States Senate race. Thank you. Whether you supported Sam Clovis, Mark Jacobs, Matt Whitaker, or Scott Shaban, I appreciate your effort and your sacrifice for all of these wonderful Republican candidates. They were in this arena, and so were you. I'm proud of the campaign that we ran, but I'm also proud of all of the energy and the passion so many thousands of Iowans put into this race. Because at the end of the day, we're all working to make our state and our nation the best that it can be. And whether you voted for me or someone else, I promise you that I will work every single day to earn your trust and your support, because together we all have the same goal, and that is to defeat Bruce Braley in November. Thank you. I'm running for Senate because Iowa means everything to me. I grew up walking beans, canning food, and feeding hogs on our family farm. And some of you may have heard that I did more than just feed the hogs. The church that I was raised in is the church where I was married. It's the same church where our youngest daughter, Libby, was baptized, and it's still where I teach Sunday school today. Now, some in Washington may think that that's pretty small. Some might even attack me because I don't have a law degree. But I think that's a good thing. Well, let me tell you what I do have. I do have Iowa values. We have hard work, strong character, love of country. That is Iowa. This is home to me, Iowa. And home means everything. I decided to serve in the Iowa Army National Guard because I wanted to do my part, just like generations before me, to protect the gifts of freedom that make America so special. This is where I learned that America's greatness comes from its people, not from its government. It's It's a long way from Red Oak to Washington, D.C. But with your help, that journey is just beginning. When we talk about Iowa values, those aren't just words. They're not just words to all of us. It's who we are. It is what defines us. They are the values that we learned from our parents. Honesty, service, hard work. Knowing the value of $1 and not to waste it. That's what Iowa values mean to me. That's what I have spent my life fighting to protect. And that's why I'm running for United States Senate. I'm running for Senate to bring our Iowa values to Washington, where they are sorely needed. The problem with Washington is that it's full. It is full of liberals like Bruce Braley, who think government is the solution to every problem. This campaign will come down to a very simple choice. Our Iowa values versus Bruce Braley's liberal Washington ways. You see, in Bruce Braley's America, hard work and sacrifice don't mean a thing. In Bruce Braley's America, the more you work, the more the government will take from you. Time and again, Braley has voted to raise taxes on Iowa hardworking families. He didn't do it because it was the right thing for Iowa. He did it because Nancy Pelosi told him to do it. Nancy Pelosi knows that she can count on Bruce Braley because he votes with her nearly 100% of the time. When Pelosi was pushing cap and trade that would raise taxes on every single Iowan, Bruce Braley was there for her. When Pelosi was fighting to kill the Keystone Pipeline, Bruce Braley flip-flopped to help her. When Pelosi and Obama were passing Obamacare, Bruce Braley was their loudest cheerleader. Since Bruce Braley has been in Washington, government spending has increased almost $1 trillion. Today we owe more than $17 trillion, and no one in Washington from either party have a clue on how we're going to repay that. So they will pass it on to our kids, and their kids, and their kids. And that's shameful. From day one, Congressman Braley has been a rubber stamp for big spending policies of Nancy Pelosi and Barack Obama. And if he makes it to the Senate, he will be just another rubber stamp for Harry Reid. And that's the last thing that Iowa needs. So I'm asking all of you to think a little bit about Congressman Braley, just for a second, then we'll move on. Here's a guy who took one look at the United States Senate and he said to himself, you know what this place needs? Another liberal trial lawyer. Remember that video? Braley did a lot more than just insult our great Senator Chuck Grassley. Bruce Braley told out-of-state trial lawyers that if they gave him money, he would be their voice in the United States Senate. And let me tell you something, I won't be the voice of special interests. I will be the voice for you in the United States Senate. And let me tell you what I'm going to do when I get there. I'm going to fight every single day to force our government to live within its means. And that starts with a balanced budget amendment. Yes. In the Iowa Senate, I helped lead the fight to pass the largest tax cut in Iowa history. And working with our governor and lieutenant governor, we forced government to live within its means. It's time to force Washington to do the same. And that starts with repealing Obamacare and replacing it with something that is a free market system that puts our patients first. In the Senate, I'll also fight for our men and women in uniform. They sacrifice so much and risk everything to protect our freedoms. They deserve better than what they're getting from Washington today. And that starts with top to bottom reform of our VA. And I'm also going to fight to reduce the size and scope of government, to get it out of the way of our job creators. Let them create the jobs. We knew what to expect from Washington Democrats and their special interests. In fact, we're already starting to see it with the false, negative, and desperate television attacks coming from Braley, liberal California billionaires, and even Harry Reid. The Democrats are desperate. They're running out of ideas. And they woke up last Wednesday morning and realized that their candidate was a liberal trial lawyer who attacks farmers. And now that trial lawyer is running against a farm girl from Iowa. So these attacks that are out there, don't believe them. Soon we'll also be hearing about the phony war on women. Well, I have a message for them. I have been to war. And if the Democrats are going to use that word, they had better do it to honor those men and women. Because those men and women have fought every day to defend our freedoms. In closing, I want to say something about this absolutely incredible country that we are so very blessed to call home. And as they say, only in America. Here in the fields of Iowa, my grandparents worked, and they dreamed of a better life for their children. They were poor. They were very poor. But they were determined to give their children a better life than what they had. And so they did. And while neither of my parents grew up with very much, they were better off than the generation that they came from. My parents worked very hard and they made sacrifices. And because they did, doors opened for me. They created opportunities for me. Opportunities for things that they never could have dreamed of. I went to college. I joined Army ROTC. I serve in the Iowa State Senate. I'm a battalion commander in the Iowa Army National Guard. And after a long road and a spirited fight, I am proud to say this mother, this soldier, and this proven Iowa conservative is your Republican nominee for United States Senate. only in America. Right here, right now. This is our chance to change the direction of our country. This is our chance to make sure that the nation we leave behind to our children is better than the one that we were given. This November, we have a choice. Iowa values versus big Washington liberal ways. This election, we can send a message to Bruce Braley and every other typical politician in Washington that we've had enough of their Washington ways. Bruce Braley and Barack Obama had their chance and they failed. Now, right now, it's our turn. God bless you all.